So there I was this morning putting my show together, minding everybody else's business, which is basically what I do here. And suddenly on CP24, our sister television station over there, I see an ad for Canadians moving to the United States. I thought the whole sentiment these days was, well, I'm not even going to vacation there, because Trump and all that kind of stuff. So I found the ad compelling. Here it is.
Tired of harsh winters and sky-high taxes in Canada? Want to move to Florida?
We're Maimone Legal, the mother-daughter team here to guide you every step of the way. We even made the move ourselves, and it changed everything.
We handle all types of U.S. immigration matters with a 100% money-back guarantee on the E2 visa. Let's make your move easy. Visit movetotheusa.ca. That's movetotheusa.ca.
So immediately I thought, well, maybe we have two camps of people. We've got the camp of people who will never visit the United States. I will never give them another one of my dollars. And people are going, yeah, I want to live there. So from this law firm and movetotheusa.ca, the senior business manager, Rocki Maimone. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for this. Now, your ad says we made the move. Are you a Canadian who moved to the USA yourself?
Canadian born and raised. Moved to Florida about 8 years ago.
All right. And now you and your daughter are in the business. You're both lawyers, and you're in the business of helping people move. Is there a significant number of Canadians who want to move to the United States even today?
There is a massive amount of them. And I just want to correct you for a moment. I'm not an attorney. I manage the firm. My daughter is the attorney, and we have a couple of other attorneys here as well.
I was looking at your webpage, and I saw her listed as attorney at law, and I made that assumption that you both were, but that's fine.
No problem.
Yeah, okay. And what reasons do people give you as to why they would want to move? Well, you're working specifically in Florida. Why did they want to move there?
Well, immigration law is federal. So we can help and have helped Canadians move to all the different states. The top two states of choice are Florida's in first, Texas is in second place. Mm-hmm. The top reasons are pretty straightforward. Climate, taxes. Florida and Texas both have no state income tax, so You're only subject to federal taxation. I guess they like the Republican-led states and what they stand for. And so we're seeing a mass influx of Canadians wanting to make the move.
Okay, that's interesting because I suspect that the Venn diagram, if you put all the people who will never vacation in the United States anymore because of Trump, and then in another circle you put all of the people who are talking about moving or actually moving to the United States, there'd be no connection whatsoever. They're two different people completely.
Completely, absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah. Rocki Maimone is with me, senior business manager at Maimone Legal, and they have the website movetotheusa.ca. Is it an expensive proposition to get legal authorization to move to the USA?
Well, typically there's only three ways to move. One is through family sponsorship, immediate family. We see a lot of couples that are, husband is Canadian, wife is American. Then we also have, work visas. They're a little bit trickier because you have to have a U.S. company willing to sponsor you. There is a special visa for Canadians called the TN visa. It's only available to Canadians and Mexican citizens. And if you fall on that TN list, there's a professions list that's provided each year. If you're on that list, then it's pretty straightforward. All you need is a job offer from a U.S. company. We prepare all the paperwork for you, and we can get you into the U.S. with work authorization under a couple weeks. And then the final category, which is probably the most utilized, is the E2 visa, which is what I initially did when I moved down with my family. It requires you to open a small business in the U.S.
Yeah.
And it's a fabulous way to do it. You open a small business, your spouse gets an open work permit, kids can join you. And then the second investor visa is the EB-5 visa, which we also took advantage of. And that requires a higher investment, but leads you pretty quickly to a permanent residency, or what everyone calls a green card.
I have an entrepreneurial son who lives in Dallas, and people will know of him because he comes on my show once in a while to comment on all kinds of things, but he's a restaurateur and bar owner in Dallas, but he's very entrepreneurial, and one of the things he actually was considering before he did the restaurants was something he always wanted to do, but a thing that he considered was learning everything he needed to know, hooking up with a lawyer, and facilitating exactly the group you just mentioned, Rocki, and that is people who had money and would invest and start a business. What I don't know, and you could tell us, what's the minimum amount of money you would need in order to do that?
Well, there's no set number. It's more of a recipe, but we often say around $100,000 on legitimate business expenses, and that can be a startup business, and it can also be the purchase of a pre-existing business.
That's American.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so that's about 750,000 Canadian, it feels like, but it's probably actually, you know what I mean. It's more like maybe about 143 or something like that, Canadian. But it's interesting to know that there are, I mean, when I saw your ad running, move to the USA.ca, I thought, well, this isn't 2 or 3 people. I mean, you couldn't possibly be running ads here on CP24 and other places in Toronto unless there's really a significant desire among people here to move to the USA.
Well, there is. The one thing that really sets us apart is because we actually went through it and we're from the same country, we know the questions that you don't even know you need to ask. And so what sets us apart is we don't just facilitate, obviously the legal side of it is very important, but we assist families with, you know, how do I secure a home? What do I do about health care? I mean, all of the hurdles that we went through, because we were on that mission alone at the time, we've ironed out. We either do it in-house or we have trusted professionals that have assisted our families. And we have a lot of clients who wanted to make the move, were afraid to make the move, and if it wasn't for our assistance and our support, you know, they may have never chosen to do it.
I'm getting some stuff here from listeners texting me questions. I want to ask you a couple of them. One person writes here, I'm a skilled construction worker. Would I be able to apply?
He needs a company who's willing to sponsor them. And the difficult part of that is the company would have to prove to the Department of Labor that they cannot hire an American to do the same job. So that one would be tough.
Okay. Somebody else is writing in, trying to intimate here, this only works for you as long as you're white.
Okay.
How do you respond to that?
I don't even have a response to that. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. The only thing they look at is your background. You have to have a clean, no criminal background. If you have something, you know, a blemish from the past, most of the time we can overcome it.
Yeah.
But as long as you're a Canadian citizen, it doesn't matter where you were born. As long as you hold citizenship, then you can take advantage of the E2. And the EB5, the investor visa, is based on your country of birth. It's not that you aren't allowed based on your country. It's just they only allow so many per country. So if you're Canadian, there's no backlog. If you're born in China or India, there's a significant backlog for the EB5.
All right. Now, here's another question. Is it doable if you are retired?
Absolutely. There's only 3 rules to the E2 visa, for example. Your background, your expenditure, you know, your business plan, what you're putting forth, and where did the funds come from. We have to show that they're legally sourced funds. For the EB5, as long as you make the investment, we guide you through that as well. Then it's a straight path to green card.
All right.
I want to point out one other thing that might surprise you. We also have a Facebook group called Canadians Moving to Florida and the USA. We have 74,000 members in that group.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's a huge community, everyone helping one another to navigate and answer questions, and it's exploded over the course of the last year or so.
Yeah. One more thing. I need to do this quickly because I'm going to run out of time. Here's something that your governor down there in Florida, Ron DeSantis, said when he was told that Canadians might not visit.
We continue to set tourism records. 2024 saw more than 142 million visitors come to the state of Florida. This includes 3.3 million visitors from Canada. That's not much of a boycott in my book. Maybe they wanted to get a glimpse of what a Stanley Cup winning hockey team actually looks like.
That was kind of an ouch.
Yeah. Well, can I tell you something? I mean, Canada issued a travel ban to the United States. A travel ban is issued when it's frightening for you to go there or it's unsafe. The way that the U.S. has been portrayed in the media in Canada has been terrible, and a lot of it untrue.
I think it was more of it was an advisory, Rocki, and I disagreed with it here on the show.
Yeah, I mean, we had so many clients. They were so afraid, petrified to cross the border for no reason.
Yeah.
So they fear-mongered. They scared people. You know, they're upset about, Trump. I get it. They're upset about the tariffs. I mean, Canada tariffs, the provinces tariff one another.
Yeah, we're working on that. I am out of time here, Rocki. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Caledon, just outside Toronto.
All right. Rocki Maimone, Senior Business Manager at Maimone Legal, and move to the USA.ca. I very much appreciate your time here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much. Nice to have us on. Have a great day.
All right. This is News Talk 1010.